Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Casual Gaming Conversation. I'm Connor. That's Nick. We're brothers for people who don't know that.
It's always a fun one, right?
Yeah, they're like, wait, what?
I like our entire lives we've been told we look very similar, that we have very similar facial structures. You see our parents, you're like, oh, that's their kids. Like, you can definitely tell that we're brothers. And then there's people that like drop in a stream and like will make an comment being like, hey, remember when we were like 10 or whatever? And be like, wait, are you guys? And we're like, yeah. And they're just like, whoa, my blood, I've been watching you guys for a month now. And it's fun.
Yeah, so speaking of which, Casual Gaming Conversation, we are Co-op 64. Thanks so much for the support lately. I feel like I have to say that every week. It just keeps getting bigger, it keeps blowing up. We really appreciate it. It's amazing. Like we've been saying, like we don't do this for anything other than having fun, talking games, and you guys seem to really enjoy it, so we appreciate it resonating with everybody.
Got a little fun one for you. Last night, finished stream, me and Brady may or may not have hot dropped one game real quick before I started driving over to my girlfriend's, and I'm like leaving, getting all my stuff together, and I throw on Twitch real quick, and it was my 21-month sub anniversary to Snowbike Mike. He's the only Twitch creator that I have a monthly sub every single month. And so I go and I click the thing and I go and I say the same thing that I've said to him for every single 20 months prior, right? And I was just like, hey, thank you for the encouragement and the inspiration that you provide and putting a smile on my face. Thank you for what you do. Something along those lines. Uh-huh. And so a couple months ago, he like was like, oh, like somebody that he's playing with noticed us. And then this time around, I send that and he just goes, dude, I watch all your content now. Like, it's so good.
That's awesome.
And I was like, thanks, Mikey. It means a lot.
Yeah.
And he's like, how's the team doing and everything? Like, are all the boys doing okay? Like, we understand that this is probably a whirlwind for just a growing channel like this.
Right.
Because, I mean, when he reached out last time, we were at like 20K.
Which was surreal in that moment. Now we're at 47.
Yeah.
Probably hitting 50 billion a week. When you guys see that soundtracks video, I think that's going to do really well. Because I think it's a super fun video.
I mean, PlayStation 3 just went up today, and that's going to do well for the list. And then I think that we got a great draft today. A great draft today. I don't want to tease it too hard, but holy shit, what a draft we have.
Right.
That's going to do well. Yeah, we should cross 50 soon if we just maintain pace. So.
But just going through the rigmarole, Co-op 64, we stream on Twitch Monday through Thursday. I'm finishing up Hi-Fi Rush tonight on Wednesdays. That's my streaming day. Then we go into Armored Core 6 after that. Nick is playing Final Fantasy VII Original on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the rest of eternity, and then playing Final Fantasy 9 after that. So it's just Final Fantasy at the wazoo. And then Brady is on the sticks playing Resident Evil 4 Remake for the first time with Nick and I co-piloting in our group stream on Monday. We're on the couch, we're hanging out. Those are super fun, great times. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy coming in. Nick's making sure we're actually streaming, coming through.
I was just making sure I took the noise gate off. I was like, we didn't do an audio check this time. I was just making sure that audio was coming through. And it is. But I was just like, it's one of those things that we don't have a person in the chair. So we just click record and then we go for it.
If there's any question about our operation, dude, like we are just figuring everything out. It is a crapshoot. Like people are like, this is your job. It's like, I work 60 hours right now in the busy season. For my job. Nick works a full 40-hour job. Like, we're just doing this in our free time. Like, so that makes it extra special that it's happening the way it is. But like, man, like we are packed up. So like when we sit down to record, it's like we're just figuring things out. We're just hoping it for the best for the most part, and it's working out. But yeah, it's exciting.
We had someone in chat last night being like, you guys should be like streaming a bit more. You guys should be doing this. Like, what's your deal with Patreon, stuff like that? And we're like, dude, we're doing the most we can right now between editing, streaming, podcasting, reacting.
And we want to do more. That's not like a complaint or anything.
Oh, totally.
It's just that, like, I don't know where the time is. Like, with our jobs and everything, it's just like we just do it literally as much as we can. And we also post a new TikTok every single day. And, like, with the amount of cool ideas that we have, we could be posting 2-3 times a day maybe for certain things if we had the capacity to do that. But, like, one a day right now is just like pushing it.
Yeah.
But we got some fun ideas coming up for the TikTok. I'm really glad everybody enjoyed the connections. I'm making the connection for this week. It's a banger.
You're going to get a dynamic that they haven't seen yet on TikTok, which is Nick and Brady solo.
Right.
That's going to be
the
wild.
the Jabroni boys. And then what else do we got? We got this coming up every Thursday, the Casual Gaming Conversation at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're talking Game Awards predictions today. Last week we did our predictions for the nominees. The nominees are out. We're predicting what we think is going to win each category, what we think is going to be the runner-up, and what we want to win for each of the major categories, which is basically all of them except for the esports stuff. But we can talk esports a little bit for sure. And then if somebody wants to score points for us, and down the line we're doing 2 points for getting the winner, 1 point if the winner is our runner-up. But we'll keep track of it. But if that makes somebody happy and you want to do it for us, go for it. But just reach out and let us know. But Game Awards, and then we're going to kick it off with a hot take, and then we're doing a draft at the end. Xbox 360 games. But we're doing all Xbox 360 games, because if we just did the exclusive ones, it would just be a really boring draft, I think.
A lot of Halo.
Yeah, a lot of Halo, a lot of
Gears.
Fable. Like, it just becomes kind of a weird situation where it's like you kind of got to dip into the third-party stuff a little bit more.
It was funny creating my lists of the 10 and then grabbing some honorable mentions on the way, where I just realized slowly but surely the Xbox 360 might just be the best console, desert island console ever.
Yeah, if you have internet connection.
Yeah, if you have internet
so
connection.
much of it is about the first-person shooter, the MW2, the Black Ops.
Oh, yeah.
The Portal, if you count that.
Yeah. Call of Duty was on the top of its game, the Orange Box, top of its game. We're going to be drafting those later, but like I was literally just like, holy smokes, so many high-quality titles that you realize real fast, oh yeah, there's a reason that we want a lot of these franchises to do better because they came out on that console. Right. Mass Effect, BioShock, these things that are like unicorn game nowadays that are like, when are we going to get the next one? What's Ken Levine's?
Do you see when we're getting the next Mass Effect?
2029.
What is EA doing over here with these BioWare games, man? Like, it's kind of embarrassing at this point. Please just stop talking about it.
I do have Dragon Age predictions for the betting special for Game Awards.
We could probably see that at Game Awards. You'd imagine. I don't know if it's going to look good. It didn't look good in the leaked gameplay that we saw like a year or two ago, but they could have turned the ship around maybe.
Speaking of something real quick, Game Awards, Dragon's Dogma, just on a dragon wave real quick. I think we got a date there.
And Dragon Quest 12. We just get all the dates for the Dragon games. All right. Two things that I really want to touch on really fast. I'm playing Sea of Stars right now. I'm an hour in. Why did JRPGs take so long to get going? I was falling asleep through the first hour, and this happens almost in every JRPG for me. Is like it just needs to really get you going. And then once I got into that first dungeon, excellent music, excellent pixel art, game is fantastic. Highly recommend Sea of Stars. So you can check it out at any point.
I'm not going to check it out. My JRPG fix is happening real hard with these FF games for the next 3 months of my life. So it's going to be a lot of fun streaming those games, and I'm like 20% into FF7.
That's wild.
But like...
Yeah, you're going slow, but it's because Alec is all over you, just guiding you through it, making sure you're not missing anything.
Not missing anything. But I also do think that like this is going to be an amazing baseline for Rebirth, which I do think the coverage that we're going to have on Rebirth is going to be nuts. I think that it'll be probably our most discussed game next year by quite a bit. So.
And then second bit that I wanted to warm up talking about, have you seen the trailer for Pokemon Concierge?
Looks great.
Dude, I'm so stoked for the show. This is the most stoked I've been about a Pokemon thing in forever. It's fucking Pokemon in the Rudolph art style. Like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It looks amazing. I love the stop motion. There's something about seeing Pokemon not in the game or anime form, like even in Detective Pikachu. I was like, these look amazing. And then this looks even better than that, with like just so much charm when it comes to the art style that like I cannot wait for this show. December, like right after Laura's birthday, being on Christmas. So like that'll be a nice Christmas gift to jump into, but it'll be fun.
Little bit of a gaming tie to this. You ready for Scott Pilgrim to hit Netflix?
What is that?
It's in like a week, I think.
Can you believe Thanksgiving is next week?
Dude, not only am I like freaked out by that, because I really am freaked out by that, but just knowing that our lives go like this when it comes to after Thanksgiving, it is go time. It's Game Awards. It's prep for the big fundraiser stream in January. It's Game of the Year list.
You're going away for a week.
Like, yeah, it's going to be by far our most challenging portion of this ride that we've been on for the past 2 months.
Some of the most fun.
Definitely.
Too.
It's like Game Awards is my favorite day. I cannot
wait for Game Awards. I cannot wait to do our Game of the Year list. It's going to be a blast, but we should probably get into it. Let us know in the comments if you'd like a little more banter in the beginning like this. We're trying to workshop the podcast a little bit. Don't want to always just jump right into it and rush through it. I came over earlier instead of than I usually do to try to get a little bit more time. So if you watch this beginning part, let us know how you feel about that. But let's get into the hot takes. You want to kick us off?
I can kick us off this week. My hot take for this week is the best weapon in all of gaming is Kratos' Leviathan axe. Any opinion? Any thought?
I can't think of anything that's like objectively better in my mind. So sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. My thought process originally goes to Halo, where there's so many iconic weapons that feel really good. The energy sword, the gravity hammer, the needler. These are just some iconic weapons. And then you also have the counterpart to Kratos, the Blades of Chaos, one of the best feeling weapons also in gaming. But that moment in 2018 God of War, where you have that Leviathan axe and you throw it for the first time and it comes back to you, you straight up believe, I want to do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like, this is a weapon that I want for the rest of my life. And the thing that really does it for me is that it is so basic. It is so simple. It is just an axe. But it's all of a sudden the coolest axe anyone's ever invented. It's basically Mjolnir. It's awesome. The weapon design and then the enemy design and the way that you're able to go and utilize this axe throughout God of War 2018 and Ragnarok are some of the most fun moments you'll have in gaming, some of the most powerful moments you have in gaming. And when the design of the weapon fits the design of the character this well, this perfectly, it should be in the upper echelon. You feel like the god of war when you have this weapon. And then there is the fact that Kratos basically had such a uphill battle when you're talking about God of War 2018 of understanding and enjoying this character. And we took something that is literally chaos. We took the Blades of Chaos away from this man, and thematically it works so well for him. Let's go back to basics. Let's go back to the simplest thing that we have in the entire world, a relationship. Let's go with a really simple, clear-cut weapon, an axe, and let's make it one of the best weapons, best feeling weapons in all of gaming. It fits thematically, it feels amazing to play with, and boy oh boy, I cannot wait to get my foam replica this Christmas of this weapon. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, it's a weapon that I will love forever. I'm stoked to play, hopefully, some God of War DLC for Ragnarok, and then whatever future titles that Sony Santa Monica gives us where we get to utilize that axe. Sign me up. That's also the biggest reason that I don't believe in a God of War game without Kratos, is because that weapon just is too good.
Right.
I need that weapon.
Dude, if we're playing as Atreus for the next one, if he's grown up and like has like that strength behind him, I can get on board with it maybe. But like the Atreus that we play in Ragnarok is not it, in my opinion.
I'd rather that game be called God of Mischief. And I would rather it be a bunch of different, stealthier gameplay than what we got in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
We probably should have prefaced spoilers for Ragnarok. But I would prefer a game that deals with a little bit more of that aspect compared to Kratos, who is just one of the best characters to play as thematically, but also just one of the most iconic characters in gaming at this point. It's really hard to go and be like, all right, you're just playing as this other dude now. Like, you can't pull that off. I would want it to be a Uncharted Lost Legacy, Spider-Man Miles Morales,
I could see
50
that.
hours.
50?
50. 10 hours.
15 is what
15 is probably what I was closer to. But 10 hours, and I think that would be really awesome, really special. But I don't think that you can have a full-fledged God of War game without having the blades at this point, having the axe at this point.
Right.
Um,
I for me, like when I played Ragnarok and the original, like I stuck with the axe as much as I possibly could. I mean, you got to mix everything else in, but like the axe is where it's at.
Yeah.
I almost associate the axe more with Kratos than the blades at this point.
Totally.
I mean, like, it might be sacrilege to some people. He has more of a history with the blades, obviously, but for when it comes to game feel and everything, it's all about the axe, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, in Ragnarok, they tried to really push you towards not playing with the axe, and I still played with the axe more than any other weapon that was able to be utilized. But also the blades, you do have one of like the most hard-hitting moments in all of gaming in 2018 with the blades, and that can't be emphasized enough. But yeah, axe, badass, love it.
There we go.
What's your hot take this week, Connor?
Clever there a little bit. Get into it.
Where are you at with the sickness? Are you feeling better?
I'm just phlegmy. Like it just does not go away.
Do you think that it's just the season now?
It might be, yeah. Because I'm not sick. It's just like I cannot clear out my sinuses completely. Maybe I got to get a neti pot going up there. You know, familiar with the neti pot?
I do know what the neti pot is.
It's disgusting.
It's gross.
Dude.
Yeah.
Laura, when she sees me doing it, she's like, and then like runs away.
I'd much rather you be discussing this in this way than compared to the vulgarity of some of your language last podcast.
Oh. Snot?
Why are we doing this again? Can we stop doing this?
It's not disgusting. It's just a normal word. Whatever. All right. My gaming hot take for this week is about the console wars. The console wars need to die. It's over. Let's just stop talking about this and enjoy video games. I feel like we've just been going in circles on the console wars for years, and it's just getting more childish, more mudslinging at each other. I just want to enjoy video games, and as somebody who's in this industry trying to like wrap my head around it and understand the business and the intricacies of the video game industry, both sides have major problems and both sides have major advantages, and we just need to accept that, and we can point things out that's wrong about each company and what's great about the other one, and accept those aspects, and then whatever box you end up buying, just play the games, enjoy it. Don't go online and start complaining about the other console having certain exclusives, certain games not coming to your console. Let's just enjoy the ride. We play video games to have a good time, and I feel like it's getting worse. I don't know if it's the For You Twitter page where it's just getting shoved in my face constantly, but man, it's just all the time. Xbox and Sony ponies just saying the meanest things to each other possible, and basically bringing up fallacies, lies about certain aspects of each console that, like, why are we even focusing on this in the first place? And then I just kind of want to talk about our perspective as Sony ponies, as PlayStation boyos. We certainly have some sort of bias towards PlayStation, but that doesn't mean we can't call them out. The live service garbage that we're moving towards, that hopefully with Jim Ryan out at the top is going away, is a horrible idea. We should not be doing that. I'll call Sony on their shit whenever I can. And right now they have a lot of shit to be thrown at them. But that doesn't mean that I don't love a lot of things that they're doing. Spider-Man 2 was a great video game. We have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth next year that they locked down as an exclusive. Wolverine off in the future, whatever Naughty Dog's working on, so on and so forth. And with Xbox, I think Halo Infinite is a great video game. It had some rocky issues, but we have a great slate of games coming up that I'm really excited for. I just want them to actually deliver for once. Please, I am begging you, Xbox.
What I'm going to say is also Hi-Fi Rush, one of my favorite games this year. Connor's playing it on stream, going to beat it tonight.
Excellent.
And then we have Hellblade coming up, and like I said, it needs to deliver.
Hellblade, Fable,
Avowed.
Like Clockwork, is that?
Yep, Revolution.
Clockwork Revolution.
Yep.
Like Clockwork is the Queens of the Stone Age album.
Nice. Good album, though.
Great, fantastic album. Like a 9 out of 10 album. But I have no confidence in Xbox because Phil Spencer and Xbox haven't delivered anything over the last decade, basically, between the Xbox One. Not anything. There's certainly moments or whatever, but then you have your Redfalls, you have the botched launch of Halo Infinite, basically having no exclusives on the console for the first year. And those are negative things, but I'm never going to root against Xbox. I don't know why anybody would root against any other console, because when we all get great games, we're all having a great time, and it drives the industry forward, and the competition between the two of them is what breeds excellence. And then you have Nintendo over here doing their own thing, just making fantastic software on a 7-year-old console that is barely puttering along. But we're going to get the new console next year, and then that's going to spark up a whole nother slew of conversations between Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo. I just want it to stay within the realm of reality and just go back to that core idea that we got to stop with the console wars nonsense and just enjoy video games.
Video games are cool, man.
Video games are cool.
Like,
but it just feels like it's so negative sometimes that it's just hard to be in the space and really want to pursue information and learn about the industry, and then you're on Twitter and it's just like, can we just stop?
I think that a case can be made, though, that Xbox had a way better year than PlayStation this year. Like, even with Redfall. Like, and so with that being said, we are Sony ponies, but I can admit when...
I think Starfield's better than Spider-Man 2.
You are super high on Starfield, and then I'm super high on Hi-Fi Rush, but then also you talk about one of the greatest months of locking down games for Game Pass with Liza P, Sea of Stars, and Starfield, and Forza Motorsport, all within the span of like...
Speaking of Sea of Stars, I just realized I own Sea of Stars on 3 consoles. Because I have PlayStation Plus Extra, and I have it downloaded there. I have Game Pass. I have it downloaded on my PC, and I bought it on Switch because I wanted to play it on the go. I'm playing it like in my break time at work or whatever. So that's ridiculous.
That's really funny.
Okay, we need to hop into the Game Awards predictions now. We're going to go category by category. Like we said, we're going to give our runner-up, our winner, and what we want to win each category.
And we're going to fly through some of these sports categories. I have a question for you. For the esports categories, can we just do winner?
Sure.
Please. Thank you.
Starting off, we have best esports event.
Do we want to run through?
Just tell me what you got.
Oh, I'm taking League of Legends World Championship. League is just undefeatable. If I were to choose a runner-up, it'd probably be EVO. But
I think Valorant Champions had a really strong showing this year. I think that will win. Okay. And I have League as my runner-up.
Great.
Best esports coach. Do you know anything about this?
I mean, other than the Valorant with EG, them having a turnaround year was obviously
right. And
terrific.
Potter being the first. I think she's the first female head coach for a esports team to win a major, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
So that could be a big swinging factor, and she's great. So and like I said, Valorant Champions was really popular, so we could see it happen.
I was about to say I'm going to choose Potter just because. Heck yeah, why not? Go Valorant. Great game.
Best esports team.
I'm going to stick with EG.
I'm gonna go Fnatic.
Okay.
I just think that they're more charismatic and have more personality. I know Demon 1 has a little bit had a villain arc this year, but yeah.
Demon 1 was one of the most interesting things I've ever seen.
Speaking of
game.
which, esports athlete Demon 1 is what I'm taking.
Yeah, one of the greatest stories in esports history.
Right.
Coming off the bench basically to then be one of the best in the world is just really cool.
Right. And then best esports game, I have League of Legends winning that one.
I also have League winning that one. And then I would have I don't even know what I'd have. League, in my opinion, is so.
I feel like it's won it the last few years.
I feel like it's won for 6 straight years, dude. Right. I don't know a time that we've been doing content or have watched the Game Awards. So ever since I've been in college and 2 years prior, I don't remember League losing an esports category. That's how powerful it is. So as a betting man, it's hard to bet against League.
Content Creator of the Year, I have Iron Mouse. Are you familiar with Iron Mouse?
Not at all.
She is a VTuber who has Laura's a big fan, so I know a lot about her. Has a really bad illness that basically keeps her bedridden all the time. But do you know what a VTuber is?
Yeah.
They have the thing over their face. So she's really popular, but she is sick. But so she puts on this alter ego basically, which is really cool. She's really popular, so I think she will win.
I'm going to. Can I abstain from this category and just potentially give you a point if you
content creator?
Yeah.
You don't know enough.
I genuinely don't believe that I know enough in the field. I've heard of Cypher BK, but
we don't have to count that one.
For points, that would be great.
Most anticipated game.
Can this be where we start doing both?
We start, okay, and I'll list them off. We have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hades 2, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Star Wars Outlaws, and Tekken 8.
Tekken 3! I'm going to take Final Fantasy VII Rebirth as my winner, Hades 2 as my runner-up, and I want FF7 Rebirth to win.
I am taking Final Fantasy VII Rebirth as my runner-up, Hades 2 as my winner, and I want Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to win.
I think that's too powerful and it's too soon.
Hades 2 is more popular, or Hades is more popular than Final Fantasy. At this point, in the broader public, I think.
It's close.
Final Fantasy just has a little bit, just because of being a JRPG, has a little bit more of a niche audience. Barely.
But Hades, with it being an indie, is also going to drag it down just a little bit. Even in 2020, not everyone played that game.
Okay, that's fair. We are going to Best Adaptation. The Last of Us category. We have Castlevania Nocturne, Gran Turismo, based on a true story, Gran Turismo, The Last of Us, Super Mario Bros. Movie, and Twisted Metal.
I'm going to take I'm going to take The Last of Us to win this one. And then Super Mario Bros. As my runner-up. That movie's delightful. That was a great time. I was up here and I saw that with you. That was a lot of fun.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. But The Last of Us is one of the best shows I've ever seen. So I'm taking The Last of Us.
And that's who you want to win.
And yes, that is who I want to win.
I want and will win The Last of Us. That was not how you say
Nope.
that. But Castlevania Nocturne, I think, is going to be the runner-up. Has a chance. Has a shot. It's just more recent, like we were saying.
I think that it would be really cool if the Super Mario Brothers movie won it.
Yeah, just so Miyamoto could be on stage.
Miyamoto's on stage, but also you just have a fun moment where, like, that movie is such a celebration of a historic franchise and is really terrific and has 100% more Jack Black than any other of those movies or TV shows. So,
that's fair.
Come on.
Best multiplayer presented by Discord. We have Baldur's Gate 3, Diablo 4, Party Animals, Street Fighter 6, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I think BG3 will win. I think the runner-up would be Party Animals. And I want Super Mario Bros. Wonder to win.
I think BG3 will win. My runner-up is going to be Street Fighter 6. And I want Party Animals to win.
Wow.
That game is a blast.
Have you played it yet?
Yeah, I played it for 8 minutes. I have it I downloaded it on Steam for $20, and I got on, I played one game, and then everyone left. And I was like, are you kidding me?
You got that stank on you.
Yeah, but I want it. We can run it back.
Oh, you never plugged this in, by the way.
What, your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Sorry.
We have, for Best Sports Racing, we have EA Sports FC 24, F1 23, Forza Motorsport, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, and The Crew Motorfest. What do you got, Nick?
I'm going to take Forza Motorsport, one of the most impressive games this year, one of the best games I played this year, and then I'm going to follow it up with EA Sports FC 24. It's between that and F1, but I'm going to take the new FIFA as my runner-up, and then I want Forza to win it.
I want Forza to win it, and think it will win it. And my runner-up is Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged. That game is pretty cool.
Looks rad.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. It's a cool idea.
We have a fun one here.
Yeah, this one's very interesting. It's like a pseudo Nintendo category.
Yeah.
Here. We have Best Sim Strategy Game. I almost said racing. Best Sim Strategy Game. Advance Wars 1-2 Reboot Camp. City Skylines 2. Company of Heroes 3. Fire Emblem Engage. And Pikmin 4.
I have Pikmin 4 as the winner of this category. I have Cities and Skyline 2 as the runner-up. And I have Fire Emblem Engage as the one that I want to win.
I have Pikmin 4 as the winner. And I want Pikmin 4 to win. And I have Fire Emblem Engage as the runner-up. I think the Nintendo games here, like, if they're going to get flowers, like, this is definitely where one of them gets it. And Pikmin 4 is not nominated for nearly enough things. So, yeah.
Well, it is nominated in this next category. Best family game is Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals, Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
We're going to go Super Mario Bros. Wonder as the winner. Pikmin 4 as the runner-up, but I would like to see Pikmin 4 get an award here, and that's who I want to win this.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder is my winner. I am pretty confident that Pikmin 4... it's one of those that, I'm like, I don't even want to do a runner-up, because I think it's that obvious. Pikmin 4 would be my runner-up, and once again, let's get weird and throw party animals at Nod. That's what I want.
Best fighting game, God of Rock, which I have never heard of. Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl 2, which is apparently pretty good. It reviewed well, at least. Pocket Bravery, and Street Fighter 6. What do you got, Nick?
I got Street Fighter 6 winning it, runner-up Mortal Kombat, and I want Mortal Kombat to win.
Alrighty, we're getting into the big categories
What?
now.
You didn't say what
we want Street Fighter 6 to win, and I think it will win, and the runner-up is Mortal Kombat 1. I feel like that's one of the easiest categories to predict, in my opinion.
This might be, the third biggest category behind director and game of the year this
RPG?
year. Yeah.
Okay. For best RPG, we have Baldur's Gate 3. We have Final Fantasy 16, Liza P, Sea of Stars, and Starfield.
By far the most stacked, in my opinion, this year category.
Right.
Honestly, if this was the game of the year, you throw Tears in here and then told me that these were the other game of the year nods, I'd believe you.
Yeah.
That is how stacked this is. BG3's gonna win it.
I know. It's so annoying.
For runner-up, I'll say Sea of Stars is the only game that I believe has the talent to take over BG3. But I want FF16 to win. I want FF16 to... This will be a common thing. I'm going to say I want FF16 to win every category that is not...
Completely snubbed. Completely snubbed for Game of the Year. I cannot believe it, honestly. With Mario Wonder being up there and that not being here.
Yep. When you're talking about just pure talent in a game, it's almost like talking about, a basketball player. They just have some intangibles that,
the
other
music,
games don't have.
The boss fights, the combat, the visuals. What are we... The story. Come on, guys.
Characters.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Over Mario Wonder, which is, a great 2D Mario game, but, even that, just has a weird bar to it.
Spider-Man? Oh, come on.
Final Fantasy 16 is way better than Spider-Man. Way better. Not even close. For RPG, I think BG3 will win. I would like to see Final Fantasy 16 win, and I think that is the runner-up here.
Okay.
Probably.
I think that it would be one of those things of, if they do what certain times they have done, of, it's going to get it's here sort of deal. That would be nice, but I think that a really good way to do these predictions, and the way that I've done it, is at the end of the day, what's the best game in the category? And I know that that is what you're supposed to do, but sometimes it's a little weird.
Yeah, you try to play the game within the game, but there really isn't a game within the game. It's just all in your head. Just trying to kind of think outside the box with how the logic people might use as to why they vote the way that they do, but.
Once again, this next category, same exact deal. If you told me that these 5 were Game of the Year and then plus Baldur's Gate 3, I'd believe you.
List it off.
For Best Action Adventure Game, we have Alan Wake 2, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I am going to take Zelda. Once again, default best game in the category. Just take it. I think that this might be actually one of the only times I say Zelda during this prediction. I think the runner-up is Alan Wake 2, and I want Resident Evil 4 to win.
I think I'm right there with you with Tears that it will win this category. I think Alan Wake 2 is the runner-up, and that is who I would like to see win here. If Alan Wake 2 walks away from this with less than 2 awards, I'm flipping the table. I'm gonna be so upset, dude.
I was gonna wait till Game of the Year to discuss this, but it has 8 noms, I believe.
It is it's tied.
It's tied for the most with BG3. 7 nominations: Spider-Man 2, 5 Hi-Fi Rush, Super Mario Bros, and Zelda. 4 Cyberpunk and FF16. 3 Resident Evil 4 and Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's hop into this next category, but I think Alan Wake 2 will at least take 3. I think that there's one guarantee. There's only one that I'm 1,000% sure on, and we will get there later.
Best action game, we have Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. I always want to say Fires of the Rubicon. I don't know why. Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and Remnant 2.
Real quick, this is something that I noticed right when the wars were happening, and I'm upset about it. Certain games should be in more than one category.
Right, it's weird.
And right now, action game, action adventure, RPG, there is no overlap. And I think that was done on purpose, and I think that that's why we got some BS in here, like having Dead Island 2 in here. Because I firmly believe there is not a world where for best action game, a game like Jedi Survivor, a game like Marvel Spider-Man,
Final Fantasy 16.
Final Fantasy 16 are not in there, and I think it is ludicrous. Liza P. I think that it is ludicrous.
I honestly don't really know what the difference is between action adventure and action game is, like, on paper.
I would say that for action adventure, story is part of the main reasoning, and then action is the gameplay is the main reasoning.
I guess that's fair.
But like with a game like Spider-Man and a game like Final Fantasy 16 and a game like Liza P that are so tied to the combat,
right,
it's unbelievable that we have a category like this where, in my opinion, this is a waste of a category. This is literally, let's just go and have two games that really deserve to win. Let's have one of them come out of here, and that's Armored Core 6 and Hi-Fi Rush. One of them will win this category. One of them does deserve an award, or sorry, they both deserve awards. Let's pin them together in a category that doesn't have Spider-Man, doesn't have Baldur's Gate, doesn't have Tears, doesn't have any other Game of the Year nom, and let's give them some flowers.
Right. So I agree that Armored Core 6 will win. I think Hi-Fi Rush is the runner-up. Did you have Armored Core 6 winning?
I did have Armored Core 6 winning, Hi-Fi Rush runner-up, and I want Hi-Fi.
I want Armored Core, personally. I just want From Software to get some flowers here.
We get to take a deep breath for these next two categories.
I thought we were ramping up right into the big ones, but no, I forgot that there's some weird ones just thrown in the middle here. We have Best VR AR Game, Gran Turismo 7, Humanity, Horizon Call of the Mountain, Resident Evil Village VR Mode, and Synapse. Who do you got, Nick?
I'm taking GT7's VR to win it, Horizon to be my runner-up, and I want GT to win it. I think that more people need to play more racing games overall.
I think that Horizon will win just because it's an actual game built for VR, whereas GT7, which I think is the runner-up, is a mode, basically, or like an ad. Like, I know you can play the whole game in VR, but that's not the way most people are playing that game. And then I would like to see Resident Evil Village VR win it, just because it's a really cool mode.
Real quick though, I think that everyone, when they play Horizon Call of the Mountain, they sort of wish that they were playing a different Horizon experience.
Right.
I think that everyone that is playing GT on the sticks would be rather playing it in VR, and that's where I think that they might get the nod.
That's a good point. Mobile game, do we even want to talk about this?
Nope.
Honkai Star Rail is what I think would win.
I have a Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, because apparently it's a decent package. Really? Apparently it's pretty
heard
solid.
Not great things.
Oh.
Best debut indie game, we have Cocoon, Dredge, Pizza Tower, Venba, and Viewfinder. Who do you think?
Cocoon is the best game in this category, and I'm going to say the runner-up is going to Dredge, just because I've heard unbelievable things about that, and I want Cocoon to win. One of the best puzzle games and one of the most atmospheric games I've ever played.
Step for step there. Ditto. Moving on. Want to list off the next one?
Yeah. Fun fact. This was my exact list for best independent game. I nailed this list. Connor did not. I just want to say
Blasphemous 2 should be over Viewfinder. Right?
Okay.
It's hard being right.
You can be right that it should be, but we weren't predicting what should be there. We were predicting what would be there.
All right, well.
Best independent game we have Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Sea of Stars, and Viewfinder. I have Sea of Stars winning this category. Cocoon is my runner-up, and I want Cocoon to win.
We're gonna go Sea of Stars winning, and that's who I would like to win, and Dredge as the runner-up.
Okay.
Have you seen the arguments about the Dave the Diver thing, like it not being an indie game?
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's one of those things that I've seen both sides of it, and I'm like, why do we even care about this? Who cares? That's silly to me.
Yep.
But best community support, we have BG3, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, and No Man's Sky.
I'll say it till the cats come home. Final Fantasy 14. It just is
It's
a
behemoth
beast.
in these categories.
It's a
dude.
beast.
Weird.
It straight up people's elbows this category every year. Like it
Yeah.
is just.
It's been
bang.
a quieter year though. I think we're getting we're getting Dawn Trail next summer. So like, it's just not a lot going on right now.
My issue is I have knocks against the other ones where community support. Yeah, the community was there for Baldur's Gate 3, but Cyberpunk, it
It is impressive
doesn't
what
have
they've
it.
done.
Oh, it totally is.
Yeah.
But Destiny 2 is in a shit show frenzy right now, and No Man's Sky don't feel like has the amount of outcry that Final Fantasy 14 does.
I think No Man's Sky has won this category before, but
I think it was the year though that it had the big
right.
turnaround.
I have that as my runner-up, and then I have Final Fantasy 14 winning,
I have Baldur's Gate 3 as my runner-up in Final Fantasy 14 winning.
and I would like Cyberpunk to win.
I would also like Cyberpunk to win. Yeah.
Best ongoing game: Apex Legends, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact.
I want you to guess what I have winning this category.
Oh no. I think you have Final Fantasy 14 winning. No?
That is my runner-up. I have Fortnite winning.
Okay.
And it's just because the OG mode dropped at the perfect time for this thing.
No, there's no way.
A best ongoing game, it just broke records. Steam records.
I know, but
Twitch records.
We said journalists, dude. Journalists.
I understand, but when the journalists are writing in for a category like this, their mind goes to Fortnite right now. So I'm taking Fortnite
I
as
have
mine.
Apex as my runner-up and Final Fantasy 14 as the winner. I don't really know why I have Apex as my runner-up. I just feel people like that game, right? I haven't heard anything negative about it, so I feel like it fits in there.
I say we skip these next two categories.
Games for Impact and Innovation and Accessibility. Nick and I do not know enough about the specific areas to discuss. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 categories left. Man, we have more than I thought. I thought I was about to say 4. You want to go for best performance?
Yeah, sure. Best performance, we have Ben Starr from Final Fantasy 16. We have Cameron Monaghan. I can't get the G. I don't know why. From Star
Monahan.
Wars. Is it Monaghan?
Yeah.
Great. From Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Idris Elba from Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty. You can say this name a lot better than I.
Melanie Libbard is what I
I
said.
thought that you said this name before, that's why. From Alan Wake 2, Neil Newborn from Baldur's Gate 3, and Yuri Lowenthal from Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Stacked category this year. I feel like this category is always stacked.
Yeah, this will be the first award of the night. It
Yep.
at least usually is.
It has been for the past, I think, 3
And
years.
the night would kick off so great if we had Ben Starr on the stage winning for Clive, potentially the greatest Final Fantasy protagonist ever. Like, come on, please, just let him win. He's
Connor?
awesome.
I am a shield of Rosaria, and I must do my duty. And then the music kicks in, and you are like, man, Clive, you... And I said that pretty calmly, but he fucking gets into that before Bahamut, and you are on the edge of your seat during that scene because of his performance. He just has so many terrific moments. That man has made me cry multiple times in that game, and yeah.
So that's who I want to win. Who
Same.
will win, in my opinion?
Yep,
it's not just me fanboying over Ben Starr and Clive. I legitimately think he has the best shot of winning.
I do too.
And I have Idris Elba as my runner-up.
I have Melanie from Alan Wake 2 as my runner-up, but I got Ben Starr winning and who I want to win.
I can see that happening. I can see Melanie winning. We're going to go into Best Audio Design. We have Alan Wake 2, Dead Space, Hi-Fi Rush, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and Resident Evil 4. Who do you got, Nick?
This is the most locked category of the night. For Best Audio Design, it is 100% going to Alan Wake 2.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if it ended somewhere else. Especially when you have Resident Evil 4 and Dead Space in this category when it comes to the spooks and the scares and the atmosphere that those games provide compared to Alan Wake 2. The fact that there is such a clear step up in that game from the way that you've described it from certain things that I've seen, it's awesome. Yeah. My runner-up would be Hi-Fi Rush, and for this, I want Alan Wake 2 to win just because I think that it's that time of the night where it's going to get its.
I have Alan Wake 2 winning. I have Dead Space as the runner-up, and I would like to see Dead Space win this category. I think the sound design in Dead Space is better than in Alan Wake 2. It's close. But like, oh my god, dude. Dead Space is better than RE4. It should have been nominated if RE4 was nominated. Come on.
I think that you are not alone in that thought, but
it's rare.
You got a few friends out there.
Yeah.
For best score in music, my favorite category of the night, we have Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Hi-Fi Rush, and Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
I have Final Fantasy 16, Masayoshi Soken, winning, and that's who I would like to win. This guy deserves his flowers. He's been grinding out music on Final Fantasy 14 for years, absolutely killing it. I want him to win there. Hi-Fi Rush, runner-up. A game that's so focused on music, I feel like it has some deserving quality there.
I don't know what the music moment is in Alan Wake 2, but that was like the only thing that could sway me to have that as a runner-up. But I know that there is a music moment. I saw an IGN post being like, the music moment in Alan Wake 2. I'm like, okay, I know that there's something to do with it. But I think that that's more where audio design comes into play. That's why I think that I have that there. But I'm locked in step with you. Final Fantasy 16 winning it. I wanted to win it. Hi-Fi as my secondary. The original music in Hi-Fi, awesome. Man, oh man, I don't know if it fully includes. Oh, it's just score. Okay, because it
composer. Well, it's just score and music, but
but like, dude, you're gonna be playing it on stream allegedly without the streamer mode on, and you hear the copyright music, correct?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so excited for you to play this game
tonight.
Does
the stream not hear the copyrighted music?
They do.
Tonight? Okay.
They do. It just won't be on the playback.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Moving into art direction, we have Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Liza P, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I have no idea how to handle this category. There's not like one that I'm like, yes, that's the one here. Like, I don't know.
I think that we can, like, for these next 4 categories, be like least likely and try to like deduce this together, because I think that Mario might be the least here.
That's hilarious. I think it wins.
Right. Okay, what
it's
do you
really
think
creative. It's got a really distinctive art style, like when it comes to like the backgrounds and like the enemy design and everything, and like it's very whimsical and very distinct. Whereas like Zelda is kind of just more Breath of the Wild in that aspect. It's very sparse in the in between areas, so it doesn't look as great. Liza P is really interesting, but I don't think it's like the best looking game of all time. It does look better than it should.
So it's a little too brown and gray.
Yeah.
And like a little too dark.
Hi-Fi Rush is my runner-up and has a really awesome art style, in my opinion. I would want Alan Wake 2 to win, but like it's one of those situations where you're spending so much time in the woods in that game that it kind of blends together for Saga's story, and then Alan's story definitely has some really cool art direction, in my opinion, but it's got some give and take there.
Well, I'm taking Hi-Fi Rush as my winner. Like I said at the start of this with FF16, pretty similar Hi-Fi Rush when it comes to like if it's in a category. I think that it does the categories that it's in so damn well that it's really hard not to pick it, except for action game, because Armored Core 6 is just all action. But I'm taking this category to win it. Hi-Fi Rush. My runner-up is Alan Wake 2, and I want Hi-Fi Rush to win.
I could see it, dude. I could see Hi-Fi Rush winning. That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome. I want Hi-Fi Rush to have like a moment category on stage too.
Is that a stage?
I don't think
one?
so.
Okay.
The stage ones are less and less every year. Less and less. Like action game will not get it will be a quick hitter.
I'm okay with that though.
Yeah.
More time for announcements of exciting new up and coming games.
Dude, last year they came really, really close, if not perfected the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Where like they had the great quick hitters, they had the great moments on stage.
It was all paced out really well. And basically ending out with Armored Core. It's like you had Armored Core, Death Stranding, and then
Final Fantasy 16 Date.
Oh yeah, that was in there.
Street Fighter 6 Date. Like we got dates for some of the biggest games the upcoming year, along with
your Hades 2, your Judas.
Hades 2, Judas, DS2, and also Jedi Survivor Date.
Right.
Like,
it kicked off with that, didn't it?
No, it kicked off with Hades 2.
Damn, like they really crushed it last year. We are moving on to Best Narrative.
Holy shit.
Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy 16, and Marvel's Spider-Man.
I think we might have 4 different games for our runner-up winner.
Okay. Do you want to get?
I can go first.
Yeah.
I'm voting with my heart a little bit on the winner, but I'm choosing FF16.
All right.
Holy shit! What a story. Part of me honestly thinks it's fanciful that Marvel Spider-Man 2 is here.
It's a joke. What are we doing?
The story is so paint by the numbers that Connor and I could have over a couple beers had 95% of what that story was going to be.
Right. Doesn't make it bad. It's just
no.
it's just forgettable.
Yeah.
Whereas the first one has a great story.
Great story. Especially with a civilization, you want that step up. So this is where it gets interesting because I think there's a case for all other four to be in there. My runner-up is Alan Wake 2.
Okay. And who do you want to win?
Oh, I want Final Fantasy 16 to win. Come
yeah.
on, dude.
Right.
Come on.
I would hope. I have Alan Wake 2 as the winner.
Okay.
I have Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty as the runner-up.
We're morons. Neither of us said Baldur's Gate 3 in the category that Baldur's Gate 3 is nominated.
I know, guys. We are definitely biased against Baldur's Gate 3. I didn't the story didn't jump out at me from the first 20 hours of that game.
Yep.
And I fell off from there, so it could get substantially better. But I've heard Act 1 is the best act.
Yep.
So I don't know. I think that game is really impressive from a mechanics and depth perspective, but from a broader story, I wasn't this is awesome. Super interesting or whatever.
No,
But if you're a D&D fan, I'm sure you have a different perspective than I do. So just understand that. There's no disrespect to BG3.
And also, there is a case. It has much more of a case than Spider-Man, and it should be there over certain games.
I want Final Fantasy 16 to win.
Yes, well, I think that's the case for every category. Even with game direction, I'm why is Super Mario Bros. Wonder in here?
It's because it came out so recently.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, I'm upset about it.
Do
I think if Final Fantasy 16 comes out when Super Mario Wonder comes out, I think Mario Wonder gets left by the wayside for a lot of this, and Final Fantasy 16 is replacing it.
It's not just that. It's also if you just switch Zelda and Mario when they got released, I think that it's the same story where a lot of people, the buzz right now is on Mario from a Nintendo standpoint, where it's I continuously heard through this process people going to be well, Spider-Man, Starfield, and Mario Wonder because you need one from the big three. I'm well, Zelda exists, and then they're oh yeah, it's gonna be I totally disconnected. Right. When you think of the Nintendo game this year as of right now, you think of Mario, and that's going to definitely push this pro Mario narrative. We both love Mario. I give it a 9.
Yeah, I think it's great. I just don't think it's really up there with the best of the best for this year.
Yeah, for all the games in the game of the year, I can see cases for very, very high scores.
Let's get into the game direction then.
Yep.
You want to list us off here?
Yeah, I got us. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
I have The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom winning, and I would like to see them win this category in particular. And I have Alan Wake 2 as the runner-up. I think the direction for that game is fantastic. I think that's probably the most impressive part is how they decided to make that game and how the game flows and the different individual aspects that are really interesting in that game come from that direction. So, yeah.
I'm checking something, and I just noticed this. Okay, best action-adventure game, I did take Zelda. But other than that, I don't have Zelda in any category winning, which I was wow.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Best game direction, I have Alan Wake 2.
Okay.
I think for the exact reason you just said. Also, this was my theory for the last podcast. Sam Lake is a known director. He's a face. You have a clear person that you understand would be accepting that award. It makes it a little bit more personal, not taking anything away from Zelda, not taking anything away from Marvel, where those directors also have faces and you actually know them as people.
Right.
But I'm taking Alan Wake 2, and then my runner-up is BG3. The game direction is just so broad. It is so powerful to go and understand, and to have that large of a scope is just terrific.
Right. All right, the big one. We're going to clip this out for TikTok, so we're going to be a little bit more formal here real fast. Ready to go? I'll kick it off. But real quick, I do want to say that I think we'll kind of discuss this after the fact. The reasoning that I have for my placement for these is that I think that almost every single one of these games has an argument against it for why it will not win. And then there's a plethora of arguments of why it will win. And that's kind of why I rank things the way that I rank them.
So we're gonna go 6-5-4.
I'll explain it. I'll list mine,
Yep.
and then you list yours, and then we'll have some sort of banter back and forth. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the 6 games, or no, how should I do this?
These are the 6.
I got this.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are our predictions for what will win Game of the Year at the Game Awards based off the nominees that we have received now, the 6 nominees. We're going to rank them in order of what we think is least likely, what we think is most likely, and then we're going to say which we want to win. All right. My list. Least likely. Spider-Man 2. Resident Evil 4. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Baldur's Gate 3. Alan Wake 2, and I think Tears of the Kingdom is going to take it. I think conventional wisdom might say BG3. I think there's an argument that a few people were turned away from it just by how big it was, how overwhelming the mechanics are in that game. It's a little niche for some people. A CRPG is quite daunting, so I think some journalists might not have gotten to it potentially, even though it was a very big game. Alan Wake 2 has that recency bias currently, but Tears of the Kingdom took the world by storm earlier this year, and it's Zelda. It's got that Nintendo bias, of course, so I think Zelda will take it, but I would like to see Alan Wake 2 win it.
All right. My least likely game is Super Mario Bros. Wonder, followed by Spider-Man 2, followed by Resident Evil 4, and then I think that there's a tier break. I think that those are all like dart throw chances that they actually come down with it.
I think not a chance for all 3 of those.
And then we get to the fun ones. I then have Alan Wake 2, then Zelda, and then I think Baldur's Gate 3 will win it this year. I see a clear case against this game. I can talk about a plethora of reasons why this game will not win, but at the end of the day, it did come out a little bit more recently than Zelda, so like it is a little bit more top of mind. It is just so damn impressive. Some of the moments that people have had with their friends in that game are going to last a lifetime. And it is one of the most definitive, ultimate versions of a game where you have a game like Zelda that does have that. I had the magic with Breath of the Wild. It's not hitting the same as Breath of the Wild. Mm-hmm. I want Alan Wake 2 to win it. I think that will be our screaming at the TV get hype moment from our reactions to the Game Awards. But when we're discussing the best game that's on this list, I think that there's a clear case for RE4.
Yeah.
Clear case.
Definitely.
Because it's a remake of one of the greatest games of all time and the ultimate action horror adventure that anyone could want to take.
Is that your want?
Oh, no, I want Alan Wake 2 to win. Yeah, no. I want Alan Wake 2 to win. I would lose my mind, though, if RE4 won.
There's not a chance. And then the thing that, I don't know if this will be in the TikTok, but the thing that I think that people will be most mad about is that Spider-Man pick of, like, I think there's not a chance. I don't even think it should be nominated, personally. Yep. I think Starfield should be nominated over it.
I think Lies of P is a more impressive game. I think that Sea Stars is a more impressive game. I think Final Fantasy 16 is a more impressive game.
It's just so safe in so many aspects.
Cocoon, more impressive game. Cocoon laps Spider-Man. Cocoon laps.
So is it a 10? You gave Spider-Man a 9.
I gave it a 9. I also will give Cocoon a 9.
Yeah, we're talking about giants here. That's the thing is, like, I love Spider-Man. And, like, no disrespect. Like, I just think there's so many 8.5s, 9s this year, that 9.5s, that it's just like, dude, like...
Cyberpunk 2077 with
100%
laps.
Yep.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's weird. But it's a popularity contest in a lot of ways, and it is so recent. It came out the same day as Mario.
And it's PlayStation's big exclusive this year. It's hard not to put it there. But man, oh man, what are we doing?
Right. There's
Like,
so many great games that I think could go over it.
I gave that game a 9, and I've said it many times. I was between that 8-5, 9 score. There are so many rock solid 9, 9-2, 9-5s, 10 out of 10 video games that we got this year that it's like, what are we legitimately doing?
Right.
Like, this is important to certain people, like me. I love the Game Awards. It's my favorite day every year. And for them to go and basically, in my opinion, waste certain... Like, what does Spider-Man 2 do better than, like, the best in any facet this year?
Right.
The answer is nothing.
Right. Story, definitely not. Combat, rock
Definitely
solid,
not.
but not the best combat of the year. Like,
The world's
the
not
swinging, maybe.
the traversal, kinda. Honestly, I like the Hi-Fi Rush traversal more because you're doing everything to the beat.
Yeah.
Like, those, like, zip lines are so impressive.
I don't want to say it's more interesting. I still think it has the best reversal for this year, but
Okay, but...
that's
Sure,
one
you
thing,
want to know
yeah.
where I would go? Forza Motorsport. That's more fun to go and live in that world and drive around. Like,
You're
it
wild.
doesn't
I didn't
do...
use the fast travel at all in Spider-Man 2. Did you use the fast travel in Spider-Man 2?
Oh, when I was platinuming.
That's sacrilege to
Yeah.
me. No, I'm going like borough by borough. I still need to get back. Dude, there's so many games.
Wait, if you not platinum Spider-Man 2,
No,
did I
yeah.
platinum a game that you've not?
Well, I didn't platinum Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
And I just get my fix of Spider-Man from the main story and do a bunch of the side stuff. Like, I think I'm 70% done with the side stuff.
I'm looking at it right now in the case, and I legitimately am just, like, kind of upset. I've had
Man,
this...
you sound like a certified hater right now.
No.
We're not haters.
I know we're not haters, but I legitimately, like, am bothered.
Yeah.
And I can't, like, emphasize this enough that, like, I do care a lot about this. And I'm very thankful that a game like RE4 is there because I do think that it is a masterclass of video games and one of the best and
Right.
truly something really special. And seeing Brady play that and love it as much as he is, and, like, texting me, hey, are we streaming this weekend? Are we going to do special streams for this game? I need to get back to it. Like,
witchcraft right there.
it's terrific. And I just, as much as I love Spider-Man and my experience with it, and I think it is a unbelievable game and has an absolute just gas pedal moment where it's just all terrific bosses. But, like, man, Liza P, Hi-Fi Rush is way more impressive and it's a way better game.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be on both of our lists, Spider-Man, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be on both of our lists.
It's on my first draft so far.
Okay, cool. It's on my list. It's decently high. It's not crazy high. Like, it bothers me that this is here. And, like, I want certain games to get more love. Like, why doesn't Liza P get more love? If that had FromSoft on it, it's Game of the Year nomination for sure.
Yeah, I've seen that take as well.
Sea of Stars, one of the best RPGs, the indie.
Hogwarts Legacy, Nick.
That's, honestly, for a popularity contest, it actually did something better than Spider-Man. That game was more popular.
I only think it did as well as it did because of the controversy, probably. That's my take on it. I don't want to get into the controversy, the ebbs and flows of that, but, like, man, dude, the Twitter is a buzz right now, and TikTok is a buzz right now. People are upset about the Hogwarts Legacy situation.
Also, I think Starfield is a more impressive game than Spider-Man.
It does more interesting
impressive.
things. It's
Yeah.
trying to do something that I think is really interesting. It's my personal, this might be sacrilege to a lot of people. For me and what I enjoy in video games, it's my personal favorite Bethesda Game Studios game. So there's that, but...
For me, I would probably give that game like a 6, but I still think that it's trying to do something cooler than what Spider-Man did that just played so safe.
I think your perspective on that it probably was going to review worse than Miles and Spider-Man should have been the reality.
Yeah.
Basically. Which I think it's like an 8. It's just an 8 out of 10. It's the most 8 out of 10 game I've ever played in my
For
life.
me, I think that it does certain things too well. To, like, the traversal's amazing, like, the world is amazing, the character's amazing. It has great narrative moments. That game made me cry. It has some of the best boss fights in the industry, but it does not do any of those things to a level that is necessary in the greatest year of video game history to be on the nominees list.
You've just gone on a whole diatribe. We gotta circle it back in.
I'm
We're
gonna
doing
cry.
a draft. We're doing a
I'm gonna
draft.
cry.
We're doing a draft. Let's wrap it up.
Oh.
Nick, you're introing this one. I'm getting the first pick. Make sure you say that everything's on the table. No, not just exclusive. Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are drafting the best Xbox 360 games. Everything is on the table, not just exclusives. We don't want to just pick a lot of Halos and Gears and Fables and Forzas. Like, we want to go and have every game possible. And the thing that I realized is, holy smokes, what a console this is. One of the greatest to ever do it. Probably my Desert Island console, if there was internet. Actually, PS4 is up there. But, Connor, what is your first pick?
With my first pick, it's the Xbox 360. You gotta go Halo. And we're gonna go Halo 3. The definitive Xbox 360 Halo, in my opinion. The best multiplayer. My personal favorite Halo campaign. Finish the fight. I need a weapon.
All right. With my first pick, are we doing a snake?
Yeah.
Great. That was my number 2 on my board.
Okay.
But it was not my number 1. Because that game is very close to perfect. But there's one perfect game on the Xbox 360. And that is Portal 2. Portal 2 is my first pick. That is a perfect game. It is perfect.
Pick.
Like, it is perfect. So I will take Portal 2 with my first pick. And then I'm going to pair it with a trailblazing game. One of the best to ever do it. Mass Effect 2.
Oh, pain, dude. That was my number 2.
Yep, I'm taking Mass Effect 2. Story, characters, combat, exploration, decisions. Just terrific. Getting the gang together, Connor. It's terrific.
Getting the gang together, dude. The loyalty missions, everything about it. The story, the combat, the suicide mission at the end. Come on, people. Come on.
Damn, you're just spoiling a game that's like 10 years old.
Suicide mission, that's fair.
Fair
Everybody knows about that.
Yeah.
That there is, everybody can live, everybody can die.
Yeah.
So there's no spoilers there. You just have to be good or bad.
Yep.
Either make your decisions right or watch everybody die that you love. With my second pick, I'm gonna go Dark Souls. I feel like I draft Dark Souls in a lot of these drafts, but I just gotta keep doing it. It paved the way for difficult video games, made From Software a household name, one of the greatest developers in the industry, and that was their building off of what made Demon Souls great, Dark Souls, with my second pick.
It was on my list, but it was number 10, so
Wow.
you can have it.
And with my third pick, for my boy Ken Levine, we're going BioShock. Creepy atmosphere, Rapture, one of the greatest locations in video game history. The atmosphere makes for scares. Throughout the whole thing, you're enraptured in the world with the gameplay, the different guns, the different plasmids. It's amazing. I love BioShock. The best BioShock game.
Connor, would you kindly let me choose my next pick?
Yes, sir.
I will be choosing one of the biggest games in the world. Actually, let's just be honest. This is the biggest game in the world. I'm taking GTA 5. Terrific. It is. There's a reason it's been on 3 consoles. It's unbelievable. Great story. Underrated story.
Yeah.
Like, it's really damn good.
Not as good a story as GTA 4, but
the world.
But the world.
And
the 3 characters.
Yeah, it's unbelievable what they were able to do from a narrative standpoint with those characters. It's terrific. And man, I'm on my way to a really good draft. I'm not going to take my next game because I did sort of just get my Rockstar fix. I'm going to go with Minecraft with my next pick. When you think of Minecraft, you think of the Xbox 360. I think about Sam Ross burning my house down at a sleepover and me wanting to throw my controller at a wall. And when I say wanting to, I mean I did do exactly that. But I'm loving, like, this is my, like, essentials Xbox 360 draft. Those are all games that I want, and I wish I had Halo 3, but I feel pretty good.
I'm going to go with my head here. I'm not the biggest Gears fan. It's not really a series for me, but I'm going to go with the one that I think people think is the best. Gears of War 3. Give me Gears of War 3. Cliff Bleszinski heading that game up, making an excellent third-person shooter that is still beloved to this day. Horde mode, online multiplayer, Gears of War 3. Give it to me with my fourth pick.
And what are you rounding your team out with?
Closing it out. You see, here's the thing. This shouldn't be in the edit. I just feel like I need to keep going Xbox exclusives, but I want to go with my heart here too. With my last pick, I'm going to go with Red Dead Redemption. Get my personal Rockstar Fixin' here. Fantastic location, fantastic characters, great gameplay. Yee-haw, motherfucker. Let's go.
Oh my gosh. All right. My entire top 10 has been drafted except for 2 games, and they're pretty close. And I knew I wasn't going to leave this draft without this franchise, so I am just going to choose my personal favorite in the franchise. That's on the 360. Give me Black Ops 2.
Oh, wow.
Call of Duty Black Ops 2. It was between that, MW2, Black Ops 1. I had Arkham City even higher on my list, but I couldn't leave an Xbox 360 draft without the cesspool that was those online parties, the screaming, the fighting, the moments that you have when you got a kill streak and a nuke's about to be dropped on you. It's great. I love that series and the Xbox 360. You can't leave a draft without a Call of Duty game, in my opinion. So I'm going to take BO2, the zombies experience, some of my favorite moments. And then, of course, like, you got Buried, you got Mob, and you got Origins. It doesn't get better than that.
Doesn't get better than that. Check out our honorable mentions on the full casual gaming conversation on YouTube Thursdays at 9 a.m. because we left off some great games here for sure. But let's get into them. You have some honorable mentions?
Yeah, I have a lot. Arkham City, like I said,
yeah,
easily one of the best games on that console.
Let's just ping pong back and forth.
Yeah,
Fable 2 was the game that I was thinking about picking at the end there and had to stray away from it.
I hate to say it, but Halo Reach is one of my favorite games on the console.
I think it has really good multiplayer.
Yeah.
I really like the multiplayer. I do not like the campaign in Halo Reach, which I know is sacrilegious to a lot of people.
If we wanted to get that video clicks, I should have fucking taken it.
No, it's going to get more clicks now because
it's not
people
there.
are going to be really mad at no Halo Reach, but we didn't do that for that.
No.
This is just our honest opinion.
Yeah, I like... Go ahead, you can choose the next.
I have The Walking Dead, the game, up there. One of my favorite games of all time.
I'm going to come in with the 1-2 punch of Fallout 3 and Skyrim. More Bethesda at the top of their game. Terrific. Probably would have taken Fallout 3 over Skyrim.
New Vegas, too?
New Vegas, yeah. But like,
did we get no Bethesda on there?
Did you not take... No, we didn't take any Bethesda. Holy shit, we're going to get flamed.
Yeah, it is what it is, dude. The Xbox 360,
like,
man, stacked.
It's like I said, it's probably my desert island console except for the PS4.
All right, that was your
wait,
casual.
Wait, what? No,
you got more. You got more. Whoa.
Limbo, like I said, many Call of Duties, BioShock 2 and Infinite, and yeah, that was it.
GTA 4 and Dead Space 2 were my other two.
Is Dead Space 1 not on the console?
It is. I just thought Dead Space 2. I like Dead Space 2 a lot.
You like Dead Space 2 a lot.
Yeah. And honestly, depending on the day, it goes back and forth on which one I prefer. But I have Dead Space higher on my 50 games list than Dead Space 2, obviously. That was your casual gaming conversation. We are back every week, Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Stop into a Twitch stream, hang out with us Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 to 10. We're having a blast over there. We talk to everybody who comes in. You will be able to chat with us. It's the best way to get a hold of us currently, or in the comments. I read all the comments. So, yeah, that was a fun show. Thanks for watching, and peace out.